Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about the different ways to make money on Amazon. Now there are actually three basic ways. There's arbitrage, wholesale, and private label. Now to take things a step further, I'm going to let you know which one of these I believe can make you the most money. Now let's go ahead and get started with arbitrage. What exactly is arbitrage? Well, it's really nothing more than buying something and flipping it to make a profit. So there are actually two different variations of arbitrage. On one hand, there's the retail arbitrage side, and then in the other hand, there's the online arbitrage side. And the difference between these two is where someone goes out and sources their products from. Now, in the arbitrage scene, people oftentimes specialize in a particular category, and the reason behind that is because they want to understand or gain a better understanding of where they can make the most margins, right? What are those products that can really that they can flip and make really good profit off of? Now, let's go ahead and say that someone specialized in books, for example. Now, on the retail side, what this would look like is someone would actually go to a store and they would inspect books to try and understand, hey, can I make pretty good margins off of this or this or this? So someone would pull the book off the shelf, they would check it. If it had great margins, if they're able to buy for relatively cheap and turn around and flip it for quite a bit more, they're going to then take that book, put it in their cart. If they pulled the second book off the shelf, and the second book they could only buy for like $5 and flip for like 7 or 8, that person may not go ahead and buy that book. And the reason for that is because you have to think that that person's got to ship it to Amazon, it's got to be stored in the warehouse, and then Amazon has to turn around and ship it. And so there may not be enough margin in there with regards to fees. So that book would very likely end up right back on the shelf. So let's say they pull that third book, right? The third book, you scan it, and then you come to find out it costs $5, but you may be able to flip it for like $20-25. So that's a really good example of some products that you'd want to go ahead and buy on the retail side. Now, I want to let you know that it's not all about buying cheap and turning around and selling for quite a bit more, right? So let's say somebody else pulled the textbook off the shelf, and the textbook was $100, right? Now, you may think, I may not be able to make margins off of this. But if you look deeper and the textbook costs like $200 on Amazon, then that's a good buy, guys. It's all about margins. How much money can I make off of this? Now, on the online side, the process is very similar. But rather than going to a store and inspecting items, you're going to websites and you're just combing the internet to try and find products that you can essentially flip. Okay? Now, there are some pros and some cons associated with the arbitrage business model. Pros is that it really doesn't cost much money up front to kind of get this business started, right? You're able to go out, buy a few products, turn around and flip them, buy a few more, flip them here and there. Lots of one-offs. The other side is that you're able to understand what kind of margins you're able to gain a better understanding of the margins that you can expect as you're purchasing products, right? You're able to look, once you get an item, you're able to look, okay, this approximately sells for X amount, and I'm gonna make $20 off of this one. So you've got a better understanding of what you can expect on your returns. Now, one of the big cons associated with the arbitrage model is just pure scale, right? So as you're going out and you're sourcing products on a weekly basis, they're getting shipped off to Amazon, right? Now that inventory level is constantly going down because items are being sold. And so what this means is either you or your team has to go out and constantly source more items to store in your inventory in that Amazon warehouse. So that's your problem, is that scale. You constantly have to go out and find more and more products on a regular basis. So this takes us to the second business model, and that's wholesale. So what is wholesale exactly? Well, it's reselling one brand's products on the Amazon marketplace. So in this business model, you're not creating new listings, you're not creating a brand, you're not getting products manufactured, you're actually buying products from a third-party brand and then reselling those products under that Amazon listing, essentially. So let's say, for example, you found some sunglasses that you wanted to resell, right? You would contact that brand and you would say, hey, I really love these sunglasses. I'd like to, maybe buy them in bulk and essentially wholesale them. Well, from that point, you would buy them in bulk, get them shipped to the Amazon warehouse, and then you would essentially be a supplier under that Amazon listing. Now, there's some upsides and some downsides associated with this. So the upside is that You're not responsible for creating a brand or those marketing efforts, just because that's kind of already being done, and it's likely that there's already some search volume and some marketing material out there to push those products, right? Now, the con associated with this, or just the downside, is that it's very likely there are other people out there reselling those same sunglasses or whatever it may be, right? So there are a lot of people working off of the exact same margins, if not better than you, right? And the reason why I say if not better is because it's likely that other suppliers may have been in business with that company longer, or maybe they even bought in bigger quantities of bulk, which resulted in an even bigger discount. All right, guys, so the third and final business model is Amazon private label. Now, what exactly does that mean? Well, it's really nothing more than establishing a brand on Amazon and creating products around that brand. So it's focusing on one particular product category and really owning that category. Now, how do people go about doing this exactly? Well, what people oftentimes do is they'll start with either a product or a product category, and they're searching for these products that have high monthly revenue and low competition. And that's kind of the way that they get into a certain category and establish their business, right? Once they find that product or that product category, what they then do is they start to brainstorm, how can I differentiate myself from some of the listings or the products that are currently out there? And so what they'll do is they'll think, maybe if I change the color or change the material or pair it with another item or change a functional design, completely change up something about that item to make it a bit more functional, or just make a minor change that will just maybe take that product over the edge a little bit. And so there are a lot of different ways to really enhance a product and really stand out within a market. And so once they've kind of got a better understanding of what that is, they'll then contact a few different manufacturers and get those products manufactured under their brand, right? Now let's say, hypothetical, you and I started a baby brand, right? And our first product as a private label was a baby sleep wedge, right? Now let's say that ran for 2 months, whatever. We've got, let's say, $10,000 in sales. So that's awesome. Let's say 2 more months go by and we decide to add another product to our brand. Let's say that we'll do a baby bottle and a baby crib, right? Now we've got these second and third products, and what we can do is we can actually market these products to the people that have already purchased the baby sleep wedge, right? So now we've got this brand that is all about babies, and now we've got these 3 different products, and we're able to cross promote these products to people that are obviously interested in baby products. And so that's exactly what private label is, and that's what makes this such a land grab in comparison to these other 2 business models. So pros associated with private label. Obviously, you can turn around and market to your previous customers that are obviously interested. Another pro is that there are higher margins, right? So you're getting these products manufactured yourself. They're getting shipped directly to Amazon, and that's where they're being fulfilled. Now, cons associated with this. Again, there is a higher financial risk because you're getting your products manufactured ahead of time before they're even shipped over to Amazon. So you got to pay for them right here before they can even get way over here. So you got to invest more money. And so oftentimes what people will do in order to get into the Amazon private label, they'll start out with arbitrage or make some money either at their current job and then start to build up this business over time. Now, another con associated with this is that you are responsible for the brand, the marketing, all of this stuff, right? You've got to push your listing to the page 1 to really stand out. And so you're not riding on someone else's brand, and you're not doing, these one-off sales. It's, hey, you're getting these products manufactured and you're responsible for this marketing. But the good news is you guys can do this stuff. If I can do it, you guys can do it. All in all, I hope that gives you guys a better understanding of the different ways to make money on Amazon. As always, guys, if you have any questions, leave a comment down below, like, subscribe. We've got some more videos coming your way.